And I was chatting earlier on how I've been in bands when I was growing up into my teens. And we actually fronted we opened a show for a hypnotist on stage. And you know when you're just fascinated by something? And I must have been 20. And I'm just sat there thinking, is this real? Is he doing this? You know, are these people like stooges? What's going off? And because we were working the show with him, I got to talk with him backstage, and he's called Chris Caress, and he's still going now. He's massively famous in the hypnosis world. He's doing really well. And I had like a 10-second conversation with him about hypnosis, like really brief. And he's just like, I need to do this. I need to look into it. But obviously, back when you're 20, I was traveling the world in a band, and I wasn't bothered about anything, and life gets in the way, and I forgot all about it. But I always wanted to be a doctor through my teens, going to university to study medicine. And I ended up joining a band instead. So it was doctor or band. I'm thinking, have I made the right choice here?
Made an interesting choice,
yeah,
for sure.
I know. It definitely was eye-opening, definitely let me see a lot of the world. So I can't have any regrets, basically. But so I've always had an inclination to want to help people. Even as a 6-year-old, when anyone asked me what I wanted to do, it was always ambulance driver. Don't ask me why. It's like, so I've always had this inclination to want to help people deep down. And to briefly talk about my past, there was lots of trauma in my life. We might go into that later on. But in a nutshell, I ended up going for therapy to do with different aspects of my life. And she suggested, have you ever thought about becoming a coach or a therapist? I'm like, well, I thought about it a lot. And this was like probably 10 years ago, like early 30s. I'm thinking, yeah, I have thought about it. So I started studying, and I studied coaching first. And then I thought, I need to look into this hypnosis malarkey. I wonder what it is. So I started studying hypnosis. Did my qualifications there first. And then, I'm sure we'll get into this later on, but then things have started to expand. Because in this work, you start going down rabbit holes.
And very much so.
Yeah, and it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. So that's sort of how I got started. That is a journey, the very brief journey towards what happened and why I decided to take the plunge.
Okay, was there a specific trigger then? Apart from the therapist's words, which you've already alluded to. Yeah,
the trigger was redundancy. I was in a full-time role for years after being in doing the band work and travelling. I had kids and wanted to settle down, and I worked full-time for many years. I worked as a sales manager, and I just remember sitting in the office thinking, am I going to die in this office when I'm 75? Is there more to this world? Is there more to this life? I'm not aligned with my passion, which is a big part of my work now. And funnily enough, it just fell, a serendipity or whatever it may be, that I got made redundant. I thought, right, I've got to make the jump because something's telling me to do something with it. So I guess that was the trigger point, as well as the therapist telling me, you're very empathic, you're a good listener. Have you ever thought about this kind of role? She saw something in me that I obviously hadn't seen in myself, which is, again, a big thing in therapy, as we know.
Yes, isn't it? So that's a really nice way of the universe saying to you, that's enough of that. It's served its purpose. Yeah. It's paid the bills, helped you to bring up your kids.
Yeah.
But now you need to focus on you.
Yes.
And this desire that you had from being little.
Yes.
To help other people.
Yeah, it did. And if I'm totally honest, I struggled with mental health. I struggled with illness through mental health affecting my body through creating illness. Sorry, and if I'm totally honest, I thought one of the ways to heal myself fully, as much as we can do, is to help other people and mirror that effect back onto me. not just for me, but like I was told that's a good way of doing it. That's a good way of looking at it, that the more you can help others, the more you're going to help yourself. And I think I sort of went down that role of that kind of mindset as I went along.
Yeah. I think a lot of people that go into healing, no matter what modality,
yes,
have an element of that there.
Yeah.
It's just whether they're brave enough to admit to it or not, like you've just been.
Yeah, 100%.